Hello, Fabio Malaspina with Patriots on the fly. Today I show you to tie the Psycho Prince. Hope you enjoy the video. We'll see you next week.
Okay, we're gonna tie a Psycho Prince. I already put over my vise. This is a Tiemco 3761 size 12 nymph hook. I already put a copper bead on it. I'm going to use some ultra thread, size 140 in 10. I'm gonna lay a base of thread right behind the bead. I'm gonna go down the hook shank and creating a base of thread. Like so. I'm gonna cut the excess of the thread off. I am going to get some brown goose biots, and we're gonna use 2 of them to create a tail for this fly. I'm gonna tie them in one at a time. I find it easier. So these always curve one way, so you want to set them down so they're curving away from the hook shank, like that. And when I get the other one, again, you can see that this one is curving to the outside. I'm going to set that as well. Make a couple of loose wraps. Make sure they're about the same length. Cinch them down. And now they're in place. And now you can see those 2 goose biots I put in, how they are splicing to the outside. I am going to get some copper wire. You can use gold if you have it. This is a size small, I believe. I'm going to cut 2 or 3 inches. Don't need any more of that. I'm going to slide the wire under the bead and capture with the thread. I am going to get some pheasant tail fibers. You can also use turkey fibers if you have those. I'm going to cut 4 or 5 fibers. And I'm going to tie these by the tips of the hook shank, like so. Already. There's one sticking out here. I'm going to cut that off. Then I'm going to apply a little wax on my thread. I am going to use some ice dab, golden brown. You can use orange. This is probably my favorite color combination for this fly. Make sure you spin thoroughly that ice dab on your thread. It's going to make it easier to dab your fly. I'm going to go all the way back to the base of that tail. I'm going to keep adding dabbing. Ice dab. Again, the more you spin it, the more uniform the noodle will be. I'm just going to add a little more. Like so. Already, now I'm going to fold over those pheasant tail fibers, capture them with my thread. Make sure they're right on top of the fly. I'm going to cut the excess off. I'm gonna get my copper wire or gold wire, whatever you use, and I'm gonna start making some ribbing for this fly. I'm gonna capture that wire with my thread. I'm gonna use some bad scissors and cut that wire off. Now I'm gonna get some white goose biots. I'm gonna need 2 of them. And I'm gonna use these to build some side wings for this fly. So I got one. Again, time with the curvature facing you. I got one in place. I'm gonna tie the other one. And I'm gonna cut the excess of these goose biots off. Okay, then I'm going to get some antron yellow, maybe an inch. And I'm going to use this to create a little yellow winglet that sits between the two white goose biots. I'm going to cut the excess off. Again, if you set it the right length before you put it on, so you don't have to cut it later, that is going to speed up the amount of time it takes you to create this fly. Then I'm going to get some black UV ice dab. You can use purple, you can use peacock. You could also use a peacock Earl if you want. So again, I'm going to palmer that right behind the bead. And then I'm going to get my whip finisher and whip finish the fly like so. Pull on my thread, make sure that's in place. Get my scissors, cut the thread off, cut any of the fibers that may be sticking out. There's one more here sticking out. Anyway, there's the Psycho Prince. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week.